we also go on like trips a lot, and like some of the girls like I've showered together with. There's only like one shower, and we all have to shower, so we might as well like shower together. No, you didn't do that in like high school. I did that in high school with like my friends.
No, I didn't shower.
To save like space and time.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, to be efficient, should we just shower together?
Yeah, no.
We're just saving water, man. Come on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the, I don't even know what podcast. Broden can look at the number. 23rd ever offline TV podcast. I am Disguised Toast, and I haven't done one of these in so long, so I'm so excited to be here with all of you listeners today. And today I'm joined by two very wonderful guests. You all know Broden. Broden, say hi.
Hi.
And of course, we have Celine. Welcome,
Hello.
Celine.
Hi.
Who goes by Star Smitten, a popular Twitch streamer known for her cracked Valorant skills and very comfy vibes. Hello, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Is this your first ever podcast?
Yes, this is my first podcast ever.
Are you scared?
I'm terrified.
Have you seen any of our podcasts?
Because I was asked to do this one, I went and I watched a couple of them. I tried to like speed run through them just to get like a gist of what podcasts are like.
So you didn't watch any before? Like, you know, the podcast with your friends on it? Talk about their lives?
I watched the beginning of some.
Which one?
The one where I watched one because my chat linked it to me. John called me out because I made fun of his last name. And that was the one podcast I started to watch.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know which one it was, but it had John in it. I remember that. I watched the one with all the girls in it.
Mm-hmm. I think that one was 3 months ago, huh?
I think, yeah, that was like one of the most recent ones, right?
Was it recent? I don't
like
know.
Sydney.
Yeah,
Jody,
it was like Sydney, Jody, like Lily. It was
Yeah.
like all the girls. I watched that one.
Yeah, what do you think?
I like it. I like listening to it. But I also feel like I've heard these conversations just because, like, you know, I hang out with everyone a lot. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can talk about, you know, we all went to Japan, and that was great. This is our first podcast since our Japan trip. How long did we go without doing a podcast? Like 2 months?
Has it been 2 months?
It's been 2 months, hasn't it?
2 months.
And it's going to take like a few days to edit this. A lot has happened in 2 months.
Wait, how often are these podcasts supposed to come out?
Ooh, that's a great question. We asked the questions here. It's supposed to be weekly, and then we moved it to bi-weekly, and now I think we're doing bi-monthly. Once every 2 months, so if you're tuning in, lucky you.
Wow.
What do you guys think about the Japan trip? You went, Broden, Celine went.
I loved it. Nippon ga suki? I learned a little bit.
Nippon is Japan, right?
Yep.
I thought Japan was Japan, but they call it Nippon there.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah.
They don't have a J sound, if I recall, like in the alphabet.
J? Like they have G, like J-I.
It's like a very short. It's like D, and
Yeah.
instead of like
Ja.
jam, it's like damn. You know, it's like
Yeah.
very short.
Yeah, they don't have Ja.
Yeah, they don't have.
Like Japan.
And I also learned they don't have L, like lose.
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
all R and U, right? It's like,
Yeah. That's why, like, when they
Ru.
do like Asian accent stereotypes in America, they like turn the L's into R's.
Yeah.
Because L is just not part of the alphabet.
Well, there's the famous like Lost in Translation scene, which is the movie you've seen because
No, I haven't seen
we
it.
went somewhere.
Yeah, I know, but I told you I didn't see it.
There's a famous scene where Bill Murray is talking to a lady and she's like, "Lip my stocking," and he's like, "Lip?
Oh
Lip? What?"
yeah.
Yeah.
I was really confused during that scene. Do you know that scene? I know you haven't seen the movie, but do you know of the scene?
I see you was like a prostitute or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
I didn't understand what was going on, so I had to ask. I was like, why is she saying do this, but then screaming, no, don't do it, right? That's how the scene
Yeah,
went?
it was like a weird role play thing
Oh.
where, and he didn't even ask for it. Like the company sent one for him. He's like, "What are you doing here?" And then, so he was just even more confused. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we did go to the bar from that movie.
Yeah.
That
Very nice bar.
You've seen, but I haven't. And, oh God.
And it was your idea to take us there.
It was his idea.
Yeah, I didn't tell you guys because it's like, on the off chance it's not the bar, it'd be really embarrassing. Like if I was to say, hey, we're going to the bar from the movie Lost in Translation, and it was just like a regular bar, I would like look so stupid. So I said like, let's just go to a bar. And then something terribly embarrassing happened on the way.
Oh yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, most of us blocked it from my memory, but it's just there in the back of my head. Okay, who wants to tell? I told this story on stream today and I can't do it. Like, it's too shameful. So I need one of you to tell the story.
Do you want to take it?
I think you should tell it.
Okay. Well, so we took a taxi to the hotel, and we arrived there, and Toast gets out and just walks.
Was it you, me, Toast, and Sydney in the taxi?
Yeah, the four of us. Toast gets out and walks away. I think you also get out and follow him.
Yeah.
I start getting out, and then Sydney was in the middle seat. So the taxi driver's like, oh, and like gives her like a receipt.
A receipt.
And she goes like, no, thank you. And he's like, no. And like hands it to her again. And she's like, okay. And like takes it.
She doesn't even do no thank you. She's like, no. She was
with
like,
an X in her hand.
Yeah, she with an X in their hand.
And
'Cause I think she said no. And he's like, no, like take it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no. Like, I don't need.
And we get out and we like go over to the elevator to like enter the hotel, and the like lobby man
Oh yeah.
taps me on the shoulder and goes, you need to pay taxi.
We didn't pay the taxi because I was sitting in the front seat. I'm supposed to pay because I called taxi, but I'm so used to Ubers in America, and like every time I get dropped off, I just leave. I'm like, thanks for the ride, bro. And I forgot in Japan, if you call a taxi, you actually have to pay them. So when we got there, I'm like, okay, we can all get out and head to the bar. So I just left, and I looked behind me. I'm like, what the hell is taking these idiots so long? Like, we just get out of the car. And then it all hit me, like, I didn't pay for the taxi. And it's like...
Yeah. And you guys all ran, like, scrambling back.
Yeah, Sydney and Toast ran back, I think, like, in slow motion in their heads. As they're like, oh no, what have I done?
Did you end up paying for the taxi?
I paid for the taxi.
Yeah, Broden paid for the taxi.
I just imagine being the taxi guy and being like, they just said no.
What do I do next?
God, I never had that happen. Yeah, that was really, really... I still think about it at night. Like, the next day, I couldn't look at taxis. Every time I would see a taxi, I'm like, fuck. But yeah, you pay for taxis in Japan. But the bar was great.
The bar was
awesome.
great.
We went. It's like in a maze of some sort. You have to go through like 2 sets of elevator and like 5 sets of hallway, and it brings you all the way up. And we were super underdressed for it, and they still let us in because I'm pretty sure they have 0 customers with the pandemic going on. So they're like,
That's true.
yeah.
That's
let
true.
them in, because we went in and it's like our table and like a bunch of older Japanese men, businessmen.
Like businessmen in suits and ties.
Yeah, and some were definitely with girls that are very young. We saw a couple and we were like, yeah.
There was quite an age gap between, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a father and
Father,
his daughter, you know,
Daughter, yeah.
catching up for old time's sake.
Yeah, but that was very fun. What was it like, some of your favorite memories from Japan, like things we did?
Sitting by the river in Kyoto.
That was so nice.
Yeah, that was pretty magical.
It was really magical.
It's like, I feel like there's a lot of like, anytime there's a city with a river that goes through it, you can assume there's like a culture where like sun starts going down, people put blankets out, they hang out by the river, drink, eat, play music, that kind of thing.
We saw a guy passed out at
that's
the
right.
river. Yeah, just a drunk guy. And that guy's probably living his best life. It
He
was like
probably is.
3 p.m. on a Sunday, and he was just completely sloshed.
Wow.
Yeah.
We also found a guy passed out at the train station
Oh yes. So,
using the stairs as a bed.
Oh yeah, me, Broden, Sid, and Jody stayed for like 3 more days, and we got drunk one night. And we went. I think it was night we went drinking with your uncle.
Yeah.
You guys drink with your uncle?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds nice.
But it's the kind of thing where like he'll start the night with us and he's like, all right, have a good time. And then he leaves.
Like, you kids go do your youngs people stuff. And we were going back, and we were at the train station. We were walking up the stairs, and there was just this dude that was like knocked out. on the stairs, and people were just like walking around him.
Like literally, imagine. So like you're walking up the stairs like this. He's laying across like this, shoes off.
Oh, like he like decided to camp
Like,
out there for the night.
This is his bed.
Yeah.
This stair is his bed.
Wow.
Now, I personally
Would not be able to do that?
would not stop people like that. I'm like, okay, now in my business, I'm sure he'll be fine. I kept walking, but I think it was Jody and Sydney that were more like,
Oh, concerned?
Yeah. Motherly instincts kicked in.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
it's
like, is he okay?
yeah, we should help him. And I'm back of my head like, no, oh, he's super wasted, man. This is gonna be a whole thing. But they were like, we should help him. I'm like, all right, let's help him. And
Oh, so you guys actually like woke him up?
yeah,
Yeah,
Wow.
we woke him up. He put his shoes on for us.
Wow.
Everyone, I have a photo of everyone carrying him like onto the train.
Oh my gosh.
But then that was kind of dangerous because we didn't know where he
Yeah,
was
where would he-
going.
yeah,
He told us on the train after.
yeah. We were on the train, and I think we were like Shibuya. And he was like, yeah, Shibuya.
Okay.
I'm like, I guess this guy wants to get off at Shibuya. And like he didn't speak any English, except he did keep saying like, I love you to the girls.
Yeah.
I recall like I love you guys kind of deal. Because he like was so drunk. And then we got to Shibuya and we're kind of like, Shibuya, get off. Because we were going somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he got off, waved goodbye at us, went to the wall, and just like slumped over like this half wall behind a sign.
Yeah, it was better. It was like we said like goodbye, we did it, and he's like and then as soon
And
as
then
like
he
he
just-
thought we couldn't see him, he hid behind a sign and just passed out again.
You guys, so essentially, you guys just like moved his sleeping location
Yeah.
to another one.
A little more private.
It's
yeah.
a little bit more private, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably closer to his home, at least.
Maybe. I mean, at least Shibuya is like a hub that goes everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But he definitely missed his train. He's definitely just slept there for the night.
probably.
Yeah.
He had no intention of going home.
No.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm surprised they stopped because, like, even in America, I'm kind of like used to just like walking by drunk people.
Yeah.
And like in Japan, I think the culture is very much like everyone mind their own business. Everyone mind their own, like don't help other people or like don't get involved in other people's business. So no, good on them for looking out.
Yeah.
But I was halfway up the stairs already when I turned around.
Yeah. You're like, no.
He'll be fine. Just let him sleep it off.
Did you guys go out like every day after we left?
Yeah.
We did.
How was it? How was that culture?
How was it for
Because like
you,
you don't
Broden?
normally do that, right?
No, I don't. I go to bed at 12 o'clock kind of guy.
Yeah.
I was thriving.
You were thriving.
Yeah.
Broden's a rallier. He's one of the guys that rally people.
He is a rallier.
We did, like, throughout the entire initial trip, everyone was always like, oh, we should do one of those nights where we just stay up to 5 a.m. It's like, haha, great. That's funny. That's a funny joke. Like, it's not something we say we do, but most times we're back by 3 a.m. at the very latest. So one night we got back at 7 a.m. and it was, oh, God.
We did the famous, well, because it's a thing in Japan where like last train leaves at like midnight or like 1.
Yeah.
And so when it gets around that time, you're like, all right, are we committing to missing it and just taking first train in the morning? And we finally did it.
Well, we took the taxi home.
Oh, you guys didn't even take the first train back. You didn't even
Symbolically,
do the
symbolically.
entire experience.
It's like, I just want to get home right now.
The trains were running by that
The
time.
trains were running.
Okay.
Yeah.
It started with us meeting up with your uncle again, and
Yeah.
he took us
In
to
the morning?
No.
Oh.
We met up with him for like late night drinks, like
Yeah.
10
And like dinner-ish, right?
dinnerish, and then it wasn't the American Tokyo Club, right?
That was original.
That was original.
And then we were walking. I think we were just like wandering. I think we were gonna leave, and he's like, "Actually, you guys want to hit one more bar?" And we're like, "Okay, sure." And we just like wandered into this place, but it was actually super nice. It's kind of like
Oh.
rooftop bar.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's coming back now.
Yeah.
I don't remember much from that night. It was like a very nice, like fancy bar, and we all sat like in the middle table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
And we said goodbye to your uncle.
Yeah.
And the girls were like, wow, we didn't go to a club in Tokyo the whole time we were here. So we Googled the best club Tokyo. And it's this like foreigner friendly place.
I think so. Yeah.
Like there was a lot of foreigners there. It's also a rooftop club, which
So it's like outdoors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought it was pretty nice. There was drinks and a lot of foreigners there. So like, it was like a 50-50 weird mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was cool because it's like you're partying and then like the sun starts rising and you start seeing sunrise. And you're like, whoa, I'm kind of drunk and like, this is beautiful. Wow.
It's like when the club lights come on, but instead of the club lights, it's the actual sun just rising.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And we stayed there until like 5 a.m. But like I spent the last hour like sitting outside the 7-Eleven, just like decompressing because my energy was gone. And there's a 7-Eleven right across the street. I just sat there. And I don't like talking to people at clubs, but I think especially the girls, I think I'm not a big club guy, but I think it's easier for girls to just talk to anyone in general.
Yeah.
You can talk to other girls and you can talk to other guys. As a guy, it's really weird to talk to other guys kind of
Because
deal.
none of the guys are really there to talk to other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you like dancing?
And then you can't exactly talk to the girls because talking to a girl, the intention is already implied.
Yep.
So you can't even do it like
What
platonically.
are guys supposed to do at clubs? I still have not figured it out. If you go like even by yourself or like with a couple of dudes, you can't talk to dudes. You can't talk to girls. Well, who do you talk to? You talk to dudes you came with?
Yeah, I think you dance with each other. You like get drunk and you dance with each other, or you go and introduce yourself to a girl or a guy.
You make it look like your group is having so much fun that other groups are like, wait, I need
they
to know these
naturally
guys.
flock to you.
Yeah.
But what if you just came with a group of like guys? Does that still work?
So much fun that other groups just come and join you, you know?
Has that ever happened to you?
I think in a small scale.
Ooh.
But it's like generally with a huge group. Like I've never just been like me and like two friends and like that's happened. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I'm like, I was enjoying it, just hanging out with you guys. But I'm just trying to picture myself like being, because like there was, we got into the elevator and these two guys got in with us, and they had like Pornhub t-shirts on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, getting there was really weird.
Getting to the club.
Yeah, we got to the club and there's this really tiny elevator and we get inside and these other two guys are like, you going to the club? And we're like, sure. And they get in and they're wearing like Pornhub t-shirts.
What
and they're
exactly is like a Pornhub t-shirt?
like the logo
The logo.
for Pornhub.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then they start talking to us. They're like, you guys been here before? We're like, no. They're like, we work for Pornhub.
Wow.
And it was like, I feel like that's a lie. Like,
Yeah. I mean, they were friendly though.
Yeah.
But they very much gave me like those expat, like working in Japan
Yeah.
kind of feeling and like participating in the culture. Yeah, that was a fun night. We went back really late. I don't know how people do it like
every day.
every weekend?
every year.
Every year.
But it was a good experience to have, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rite of
Now you
passage.
can take that off your bucket list.
That was never on there.
Okay.
Did you have a favorite part of Japan?
I wish we did more onsens. I love the entire like onsen experience.
Yeah.
I know, but I love the entire onsen experience. I think it's like, I don't know, so relaxing and calming, and I like eating the food at like the local onsen hotels and stuff. So I like that.
You
That's
see
probably
everyone
my
naked?
favorite. I did see everyone naked. I saw the girls naked, yes.
Are you like a looker? Wait, what's the rules in female onsen? Is it like, all right, everyone, don't look? Or is it like, hey, girl, nice body? Because with guys, it's like, high level high, boys.
I think, no, I don't think any of the girls really even paid much attention. It's kind of like you glance and you see, and then you don't really like care much.
Well, it's interesting because like for guys, like eye level is fine because then like like peripheries down here. But for girls, there's another spot a little higher. So are you looking like this?
No, I think we just look at each other like as a whole, right? I don't know. I think we just looked at each other as like a whole. Just like where you just look at people the same way. It wasn't like we were like trying our best to keep eye contact.
You're not analyzing.
No, we weren't really analyzing. We're just kind of like doing our own thing. It was very normal.
How was it for you, Broden?
It was great for me. I had a great time. Yeah. The water was really warm, and I got in the sauna. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I went into the solo ones outside, kind of enjoyed the mountain air.
Broden's saying that because he had one of the bigger penises. Okay, he was able to enjoy it. Okay, Broden, you don't know the struggle, man.
Is this what you were doing, Toast? Were you just
self-conscious the entire time? Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
See out of my peripheral, man. I was trying to keep eye level. No, it was fun. It was fun. Great experience. I realized I told this story many times, but it's just like I have to tell it on this podcast because like this is the Offline TV podcast, and I've only told it like on like streams and stuff. But yeah, it was awkward, but I think like we didn't do the like, hey, let's all look at each other's penis thing.
Yeah, we joked a lot of about it.
Yeah,
Did?
Yeah. Like before, like we got to like the area where you derobe and everyone kind of gripped their shirts and we're like, all right, gentlemen, you ready?
Who was the first to strip? Because you kind of need like a leading member.
Michael led the charge.
Yeah.
He took his pant. He was still covering it, but I think he took his like he dropped his towel first.
Yeah. Well, I think he disrobed and then just held the towel strategically and was like, "All right, are we committed? We committed?"
Oh, just like kind of like hovering.
Yeah.
It was like a game of chicken. Like,
yeah.
Like someone goes pretty far and you just go a little further until you're all naked. It was nice to be able to like hold the towel so that if you ever get shy, you just kind of like. But then that kind of makes you like, oh, what are you, insecure?
Yeah, what are you shy for?
Huh? Sure.
So you remember everyone? Because I can't remember any penises from that day.
No, I told you, I wasn't looking, okay? I could only see out my peripheral. I saw you moving in the water. I was like, why does bro have 3 legs?
You're being nice to me. No.
I'm setting such high expectations for like Broden's future girlfriend.
I feel like you're gonna ruin me.
Oh my, he has a gigantic.
They're gonna be like, Toast was lying.
Oh my god.
But in all seriousness, I think everyone's penis was the same size. Is what I learned. There wasn't like a huge like floppy thing going on there. Everyone was just like, it's more of a lump. Is what I noticed. Like everyone just has a lump there.
It's like a ball of clay.
Yeah, a ball of clay. Like, cause like when you think about like how penises are like shown in pop culture, so it's like a banana, but it's really just a lump. I also made sure to grow out my hair down there, so it's like smoke screen.
How long were you preparing?
Well, normally I would like trim it like once a year, but once I realized we're going to onsen, it's like that. Grow it out. The girls didn't go through anything like this?
No, I don't think so. I think it was more like, well, most of us have seen each other naked, I think. I've seen a lot of the girls naked, and a lot of the girls have seen me naked. Because, like, we went to, like, you know, like the Wii Spa, like, you know, where it's like you get naked there, like a bathhouse. So I've seen each other naked. We also go on, like, trips a lot, and, like, some of the girls, like, I've showered together with. Because there's only like one shower and we all have to shower, so we might as well like shower together. No, you didn't do that in like high school? I did that in high school with like my friends.
No, I didn't shower
to
with
save
my
like
homies.
space and time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more like a girl thing. Maybe girls are more comfortable with each other.
Hey bro, to be efficient, should we just shower together?
Yeah, no.
We're just saving water, man.
No.
Come on.
No, I've been to like you go on like a summer trip. There's only one shower. You guys both just got out of the lake. And it's like there's like people in line. There's only like 2 showers. So it's like, oh, let's like go fast. So I would shower with like my best friend and we just go in, go out.
So what I learned is girls are surprised that guys haven't seen each other naked.
Yeah, I am,
See?
because so much pop culture has like locker room story stuff, and I feel like locker room is kind of where like guys talk a lot, hang out a lot, and I just figure you guys were like either naked or with like a towel, something like that.
Yeah, I think if you're like really into like sports and like are on multiple sports team, that might happen.
Yeah. But even then, I mean, I would say it's kind of phased out of that.
Yeah.
Like at my high school, for example, we had one of those showers where like there's like 12 showers in there.
Oh, like the shower head, like circling
where
around.
there's like a bunch, and like a bunch of dudes can shower at the same time. But there was also solo showers, and it was like, I would say majority went to the solo showers, and then a few people were like, I don't care, would go to the big one.
Yeah, and most you generally see in boys' locker rooms are people's butts when they're like changing, and everyone has like the decency to face the wall and do it. No one's ever like turned around like dropping their trousers kind of deal. So at most you see some butts, but I think the girls thought like guys just compared penises all the time or something, like, hey, nice cock, bro. That we don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely thought guys like love talking about their
I think that's old men or older men.
old men.
Because like if you go to like a resort or something where it's like one of those like kind of locker room-esque things, like you'll always see an older guy who's like got a leg up and he's like, and like just airing it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like not of our generation, but older generation.
So the onsen was a good experience, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys are closer now, right? Like now that you guys have all seen each other naked. Don't you feel bonded with them? Like you're like a lot closer.
We're definitely closer. After you see a man naked and they saw you naked, it's like we're holding each other's secret, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a trust you can't break.
I think it was the group hug in the pool.
You guys
that really-
group hugged? Okay, yeah, see, we didn't do anything
What?
like
We're trying
that.
to emulate you guys.
Why would we group hug?
That's our assumption, that you guys are talking about feelings and like all just huddled together.
No, all we did was sit next to each other and like, I don't know. We just like soaked our towels in the cold water and put it on our heads, or like wrap it around us because the hot tub part would be too hot. That's like kind of all we did. And then we just talked. We just talked about how amazing Japan is, how much we want to live here, stuff like that.
We didn't hug.
Oh, you guys didn't hug?
No, we didn't hug.
Okay, that's good stuff. But that hug would have been epic.
Yeah.
You guys really would have bonded.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was very nice. To go from the hot water to the cold water to the hot water to the cold water.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, I would do it again, but with strangers. I think doing it with someone you know is just, it's too much.
Wait, really?
It's too much. It's like I can't really enjoy myself.
Because you're too like self-conscious.
I'm just very aware that my penis is exposed to my friends, you know? Like, and we both have regular sized penis, of course. But it's just a lot to think about while I'm in there trying to relax, so. We'll do it again, but with strangers. I had no problem looking at other strangers, though.
Oh.
Is what I realized. Like, when there were, like, other dudes walking around, I was just like, yo, what's going on there?
You know what that reminded me of? Super random. It reminded me of, you know, in like mangas or anime, the main characters are drawn like with like a lot of detail and like different colored hair, and then the background people are just like kind of like stick figures. Yeah. That's what it felt like. You're like, oh, because they're like stick figures, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But because I know my friends, they're in so much detail.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, he's got something going on, and that's it. That was easy. But to see my friends is like
Too much.
it's too much.
Were there people in yours? Because we had like 6 people, and then like a group of us all went in like as a gang.
Yeah, I think because anybody would come in and they would see that we're just like a clump of 10 girls, it was like really daunting for them. So they would like quickly use it and quickly leave. So nobody like tried to stay really, because they could tell like we were all like one pack.
Yeah.
So people just speedily came in and out.
Mm.
Was it like that for you guys, or were people able to like stay?
We shared the space. It was like us. There was one pack of wolves, but we were a bigger pack of wolves.
Yeah.
And then it was like, how are we going to share the space? So like the
Yeah.
rotation was kind of like, all right, team one, go in. All right, you come out. Other packs can go inside. They take it. They leave. All right, team two, head in there.
I think our pack just looked too scary. No pack was willing to stay.
Yeah, I think if you go, especially if you go like with 1 or 2 people and you see like a group of 10,
Yeah.
it's a little daunting. But like there's like 4 stations. There's the small tubs that you can fit 2 people in, 3 if you really squeeze. If you put 3 people in there, you're making contact. I was in there with 2 other people and I was touching skin. But I made sure to like cross my legs in a way that's like super defensive. So it was
Oh, like you had like an iron wall.
yeah, it was like
your
knee
knees
to
were
knee.
out.
Yeah. There was that station, and there was like the big hot pool, and then the smaller cold pool, and then the sauna. I think our group was just like rotating between the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good experience there. I know everyone was very curious about the onsen experience. There you go. Everyone had normal sized appendages. Everyone. And yeah, I'm glad we did it. Anything else happen in Japan?
We tried to see Mount Fuji,
Oh yeah.
but couldn't.
That one is a very classic like family road trip vibe where it's
Yeah.
like, all right, kids, we're going to see Mount Fuji, but it's like raining, it's like cloud block, and we get to the base, and it's like we could just leave, and
We tried several
back.
times.
but it's like no, we're seeing Mount Fuji. I'm like, fuck,
We're
man.
gonna go higher.
It's not. I get it. It's a great mountain, but it's so cloudy. And then we went higher, and then we get there. It's like all clouds, all fog. Can't see like more than 10 feet ahead of you.
Yeah.
And we just went to the gift store and bought some like snacks.
Some black eggs.
Yeah, that is supposed to extend your life by 70 years for each one you eat. And the worst part about those eggs, like they tasted fine, but the shell was black. But once you peel it, it's just
I
it's
felt
white.
baited.
Yeah, I thought it was like, oh, it's gonna be like an all
Like
black.
a burnt egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the food coloring or whatever. It's like, oh, it's gonna be black. It's gonna be sick. It's like, no, it's just a shell.
Yeah,
It's
they're just painting those shells.
like, in the back with the paintbrush. So we went to a noodle place that took like another hour to get to.
Which one was that?
The one with the thick udon noodles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They had like the suits of armor outside.
Yeah.
And it was like pouring rain.
Yeah.
And like I'm eating noodles. I'm like, yeah, that's alright. It's Japanese
I
noodles.
totally forgot how that Mount Fuji experience went, but we went to like a gondola place.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we're out of commission today because
Because of the fog.
Because of the fog."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh, we're gonna turn around and go on like a boat instead and like go look at the waters."
Yep.
But we tried to do the Mount Fuji thing again, so
By
we ended
bus,
up
yeah.
taking our bus up Mount Fuji. And we just kind of like spiraled up there, and obviously the fog was just getting thicker and thicker. And yeah, I forgot. We could have turned around at several points, but we
Yeah.
went all the way through to the gift shop location.
I think the entire trip was like 6 hours long.
Yeah, it was an all-day thing.
It was like a gift shop and a noodle place.
When I labeled the footage for that day, I just wrote bus day.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of talk on the bus, so that's always very nice. Like,
Yeah.
True.
I think those experiences are very fun because it's like where everyone's together, just talking about everything. But yeah, that mountain was, we didn't see shit. We
Didn't
did
see
not see anything.
Yeah.
And I think then we took the bullet train to Kyoto. That
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was that the same day?
Or
That was-
no, wait. I think
'cause-
that was, we did Fuji and then Hot Spring.
oh,
and then Kyoto.
and then Kyoto. Got
Yeah.
it.
I don't remember the order of the events happening.
Just a blur.
It's
You're along
just a
for the ride.
blur. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a different lifetime now.
Yeah.
It was less than a month ago.
I know.
Good times. Are you guys gonna go back?
I want to go back. I really do. I love Japan.
Would you
Same.
want to go anywhere else before Japan? It's like, oh, I want to hit up like this place or that place, or you're like, no,
Before Japan?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to do Europe.
Same.
I try to do like Asia, Europe. But I mean, I'm not gonna complain if I'm going back to Japan.
Yeah, me neither. But I would also like to go to Europe if we're, thinking
Yeah.
about any European countries.
Where in Europe?
I don't know. I actually haven't been to Europe at all. Like I've only been to Berlin and it was for, what is that event called? It's like a League of Legends event. I went to translate something.
Worlds, I am.
I forget what it was called, but I went for League of Legends. So I went to Berlin and that was about it. So I've never been to Europe really. Only Berlin.
I spent a lot of time in Berlin for league stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything League of Legends is based in Berlin, so that's where you go. I did learn though in Berlin, they don't really serve alcohol with food. They just serve you alcohol. And so when we were really hungry, we would stop by bars hoping we could like snack on something. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, we only serve alcohol, like not even water, just alcohol." We're like, "Okay."
In some parts of Europe, it's easier to find alcohol than water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I remember in France, like they wouldn't give tap water, and like buying bottled water was like more expensive than buying wine. So we're just like, you know what? Let's just get wine. Start the night off strong. There was a club in Berlin though, that if we do a trip to Berlin, I'm so curious to see if we could get inside. It's a club called Berghain. I tried to go once and wasn't allowed in. It's a very exclusive club. You have to go in like all black, and it's like one of those things where like you go up to the bouncer and the bouncer like asks you a question and you're like, ugh. And you're like, all right, you're cool, get in. Like that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I was like wondering what you meant by exclusivity. I didn't realize you meant like that kind of exclusivity.
Yeah. There's like for one, they don't like foreigners. So you need to learn like a little German or something to like try to pretend like you can get by, or just like be with a native German speaker. But then also like the rules are like wear all black, try to look as cool as possible. Also try not to like stand out. There's like a lot of, there's even a website that's like practicing to get into Berghain. And I think it's a troll website, but it's literally like they filmed walking up to the entrance, and then a bouncer turns around and be like, and asks you a question like, who's playing tonight? And then like things will pop up, or like a text pops up, and you're like, I know the DJ, and like hit enter, and he's like, nah, not tonight. Yeah, I'm wondering if we could get in.
Like when you say all black, is it like fancy dress or is it like more of a club style?
No, it's more club stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's famous for being like a debaucherous club.
Explain.
I can't explain because I haven't been
'cause you
inside.
didn't get in?
I haven't been inside.
Have you been to Europe?
Similar to you, I went for a Hearthstone event in a very small town, and what I remember is like they only serve meat and potatoes and cheese and bread, and I remember not pooing for like a week after, because like there's so little vegetables in their diet. It's like a lot of bratwurst, a lot of like it's just meat and like very sturdy, very hearty foods. So my European experience is nothing. Like when I picture European, I feel like Europe is so I hear about Paris and people's nightmare stories about Paris. It's like, oh yeah, when I went to Paris it was like kind of dirty and like people were mean to me, and that makes me scared to go to Europe, because it's like, is everyone like that? But I also know like in the more like green area was like not Greenland, Sweden, Switzerland, Greece. There's some like really beautiful places, but I just don't know where to go to find those places, because I would be like, oh, Europe, let me go to Paris, and like be sad when people are mean to me.
I think Iceland, Northern Ireland, and like Swiss Alps, Switzerland area are all just like, look any direction, it's beautiful. That's what I've heard. But would love to go to any of those. I've also never been to England.
Yeah, I've also never been to England.
England would be easy. Everyone speaks English.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Just
I think that's
funny
why
way.
I haven't been. It's like, it's
It's another
too easy
part.
to get around there.
Yeah, I guess like if you go to England, what would you do that would be like, wow, this is such an experience?
Yeah.
It would still be culturally different.
I hear they drink a lot and watch a lot of soccer.
Football.
Football.
They'd beat you up in soccer.
Yeah, they go to the pubs and eat beans on toast,
Yeah.
bangers and mash.
Beans on toast.
Yeah,
You haven't heard of this?
No.
Yeah.
it's their national dish actually.
What kind of beans? Like cold beans, warm beans, like chili,
It's like kidney beans. That's like a little sweet.
sweet.
I think so.
Sweet
Yeah.
beans.
Yeah.
Like the sauce is sweet, and the beans are just beans.
Not a fan of beans on toast.
No, I mean I've never tried. I'm down to try.
I'm not a big bean person. So like when I hear that, I'm like, I'm not interested in the beans on toast. I'll just take the bread. You can have the beans.
They call fries chips over there. Yeah.
True.
And chips they call crisps.
Is that where they call we call it aluminum, but it's like aluminium?
Aluminium. Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Yeah. Why do they add the extra letters in there?
I mean, it sounds cooler in my opinion.
Aluminium.
Yeah, they put the letter U in the word color.
True. Yeah.
Oh,
We do a lot of things just
they
for
do
fun.
do a lot of things. Yeah, for fun.
Just for fun. I mean, to be fair, they did it first, so I guess we saw this and was like, we don't need that U. Like,
We just took out the letters, changed the way to pronounce things.
yeah.
Actually, where do you think where did the English accent get dropped? Like, you know how when we speak English in America is really different than the English they speak there?
Yeah.
When and how did the accent change happen?
I wish I was a historian to know that.
Because it's funny, because like the way like Americans look at it is like we have the normal accent,
Yeah.
and the British people just makes it weird.
Yeah, they
They butcher it with their British accent, but it's like technically they spoke English 1st, and we were speaking that English when the British people went to America, but the American, like we call it drop the accent, where technically didn't the American gain an accent?
we
Yeah.
gained an accent technically.
But now, according to the world, it's like, oh, American speaks perfect English. And, like, it's the British people that have, like, a funny little accent.
You know what's funny too is like in like any like movie or show about like the revolution, it's always like a hardy American shooting down like a British soldier. But in reality, wouldn't it both? They
Speak
both have a
similar
British
English?
accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. They should. They really should.
That's a good point.
Yeah. It's like your king is not my president. George Washington is my king.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that. It wouldn't make sense, right? Because you don't just, like, move to America and drop your accent within, like, the first 20 years.
Yeah.
No.
But, like, in movies, it's like, oh, it's an American actor versus a British actor. I think it would be really confusing for the viewers when everyone's speaking British.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
They also drive on the other side of the road.
True.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
I don't
they do.
understand why Americans flipped it then.
Well, the only people that do that are the British and Japan for some reason. Everywhere else, I think, is like America.
I think any places that was British occupied drives
On the left.
on the left. But yeah, rest of the world is on the right.
I mean, the British occupied a lot. So
And then,
in Australia, right or left?
no, they drive upside down there.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You never heard about this? Yeah.
What?
Australia?
Drives upside down?
Yeah.
Is that like a northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere joke? What is that?
But yeah, like
Oh.
when you flush the toilets in America, it goes clockwise. But in Australia, it goes counterclockwise.
Does it actually?
Yeah, it's been proven.
And that's based on the hemispheres?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. That's really interesting. All I knew about Australia is they celebrate Christmas in the summer. And the idea has always boggled my mind.
They do that?
Well, yeah, their seasons are flipped, huh?
Their seasons are flipped.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. They're on the southern hemisphere, right?
Yeah.
Like when it's cold for us, it's hot for them.
Yeah. So our
Weird.
months of summer is their months of winter, and that's just always boggled my mind.
So
Wait,
when
that
it's-
is kind of blowing my mind. So,
So
like,
when it's February for us, it's November for them.
but
Well,
it's still February.
No, it's still February. It's just when it's hot here, it's cold there. So like they probably imagine December, they're like, oh, palm trees, sand, beach,
Yeah.
water. When we think of December, it's like snow, kind of.
I might. That's a hot December.
Would you guys ever go to Australia?
I want to go. Yeah, there in New Zealand. I
Would
want to
you
go. To
go to like the Australian outback, or would you go to like the more like Sydney Opera House?
I want to see kangaroos. I want to see giant spiders. I want to see all of it.
Like giant spiders in your like cabin that you're living in?
I would prefer not that, but I'd
Yeah.
love to see a like spider the size of someone's head, just like.
No, that's like the exact reason why I don't want to go to Australia. Like all the horror stories of like people sitting on their toilet and then like a giant spider just crawled out of it. Like that just terrifies me. Are you not scared? Like what would you do in that situation?
Yeah, no, I'd be a little scared, but that's why you carry a big knife in Australia, right?
A
Do
Bowie
they?
knife.
Yeah,
What's a Bowie?
for protection.
It's like a curved giant knife. Everyone has one in Australia.
Yeah, everyone.
And a boomerang.
You never know when you need it.
Have you guys been to Australia?
I've been once
Oh, okay.
for a Hearthstone event. I stayed in a hotel and ordered room service and did not leave the hotel
Because of the spiders.
because of the spiders. I didn't have a boomerang with me.
That's why you got the boomerang.
Wow.
Yeah, they like to party in Australia as well. Like their humor is very crass, which I can't like.
Yeah.
because it's like very like because I was hanging out with Blizzard employees and they were making jokes like, "Damn man, you get fired for making a joke like that in America." It's fucking hilarious though. Yeah, like I like the idea of looking at kangaroos and spiders. But like Celine, I would be terrified to stay at an Airbnb, for example, because at an Airbnb, you know, there's a giant spider in there somewhere, because there's no way people like keep the place clean enough to avoid the giant spider. You stay at a hotel, there's no giant spiders there.
Wait, sorry. This is like horrible to bring up on a podcast because we don't have the visual element. But there's this video online. I'm sure you could Google it. But there's a video of a guy in like a public bathroom, like in a stall, like pooping, and a baby kangaroo like climbs under the door and like
Climbs under the door?
yeah, because like there's the stall.
Oh,
And
oh,
it-
the bathroom stall.
So it
right,
climbs
right.
under the door and crawls into like his pants are down around his ankles, crawls into his pants like it's like the sack of its mom. And the guy's like, "Okay, I guess this is happening. Okay." But like I can't like, yeah, I guess the animals get places that you always gotta be
Yeah.
ready.
They do.
And that sounds cute. I heard kangaroos are like kind of dangerous still. Like they will
They're
mess you up.
so buff.
Yeah, they're muscular.
Yeah, it's all muscle, and it doesn't make sense because like I don't know how their upper body gets so buff because they just stand around. Like I know their legs are strong and their tails are strong.
Yeah.
When we look at their chest, it's like rippling muscles.
Jacked. Yeah. Also, their pouches must smell horrible.
Why?
They don't clean those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
It also has it's lined with like nutrients for the baby as well. So it's like a sack of liquid,
Ew.
and the baby's
Do
jump in it.
only female kangaroos have pouches?
Yeah. So male kangaroos birth the babies, but they climb into the pouch of the mothers.
Wait, I didn't know that. Wait, what? Do they really? Do the male king? Wait, why are you making that face? Do you know this information?
I don't know anything about kangaroos.
Are you agreeing with this information?
I think Toast is the authority here.
Yeah, similar to seahorses. They're the two creatures on this earth where the male gives birth.
I do know that male seahorses give birth. Wow, I didn't know that. You're joking, aren't you? I knew it. I knew
See,
it.
classic manipulation strategy is to slip a lie in with the truth. It's kind of like, hey, here's something you know is true, and this is something that is also true. And you're like, okay, I guess it makes sense.
It's a good tactic.
This is why I don't play Among Us, man. This is why I don't play Among Us. Oh my goodness.
Um,
So the male kangaroo does not give birth.
I don't think so.
Good to
Yeah, I
know.
don't think
Good
so.
to know.
Yeah. But yeah, Australia sounds fun. It just seems dangerous. I know it's not dangerous because like people in Australia are like really nice. It's just the animals, man, with the spiders and the snakes.
Yeah, you stay at an Airbnb in Australia. I feel like you have to expect like scorpions crawling
Oh,
through,
scorpions,
waking
yeah.
up to a snake next to you, sitting on the toilet, and then you feel something fuzzy and it's a spider.
But they're all friendly.
Friendly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure probably half the wildlife in Australia is like dangerous or poisonous.
So no Australia for you.
I mean, I'm down.
I like the urban, like the developed areas. Like anywhere I travel to, I prefer staying in like
The city.
the city, where there's like where like my money can like protect me. Like everyone understands money. You go to the outback, nobody
cares
animals
about
don't
your
care about
money.
the money. You know. This might sound offensive, but is there a difference between New Zealand and Australia? Because in my mind, it's like big Australia and small Australia.
There's actually a New Zealand apparently is like actually the size of a continent, but underwater. Like it is
Oh.
covered by water, and now it's just left with what's there.
Oh, like a small island.
But yeah, if you look at the topography, there's like an entire continent underwater.
But culturally, like
Culturally, I don't really know. Cause like Australia was like, there's the lore of like Britain dumping all their prisoners there.
yeah.
He was like, we don't want you anymore.
I don't know the
go-
lore of Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Or a penal colony. Colony. There you go. Penal colony.
Yeah, it was basically like all of like the worst criminals that like Britain didn't want to deal with. They would just ship them away to Australia.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That
And
one's
that's how
good.
Australia came to be?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I did not know the lore behind Australia.
Yeah, so I don't know how that affected New Zealand.
Yeah. Was Australia shipping their criminals off to New Zealand?
I do know in New Zealand there's more sheep than people.
True. Yeah.
Why do you know that?
I don't know. It's like the
There's
one
something
thing I
about
know
it.
about New Zealand.
They have famous wool, and anyone who uses New Zealand wool likes to say that. Yeah,
Just like the peaches from Georgia.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
You nodded like you knew about the peaches in Georgia.
No, I was nodding so that you wouldn't notice that I was nodding.
You don't know about the peaches from
No,
Georgia?
I don't know the peaches in Georgia. And I knew if Broden noticed that I like kind of stood out, he would point it out. But apparently me nodding made it more obvious. No, do tell me about the peaches in Georgia.
They have really good peaches.
Yeah.
Most peaches are from Georgia.
Yeah.
If I say anything, it's just going to lead to more things.
You never heard like it's a common phrase for people to say like, "Oh, I got my peaches down in Georgia."
No. Yes?
Yeah, and then you respond like, "Oh, that's it."
So you get your peaches from Georgia?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. You get your peaches from Georgia.
Why?
And you get your weed from California.
That's that shit. Yeah.
And that's common too?
Oh yeah, that's why it's like legal in California.
Well, it's legal in other states.
But especially, it was the first state to legalize it.
Was it?
Yeah, because, you get your weed from California.
Okay. So you get your
From the source.
peaches from Georgia
Yeah.
and your weed from California.
Exactly.
Okay.
You get it from the source, yeah?
the source? Are all peaches from Georgia?
I think so. Like, I mean, I know other states grow peaches, but it's not that good.
Does every state specialize in a fruit?
No, well, I mean, again, California specializes in weed.
Okay. It just happens to be that Georgia specializes in peaches.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, can you give me the punchline? There's no punchline? I know there's a punchline.
Oh, I forgot to put my glasses on. That's crazy. Yeah.
Your fake glasses?
So it looks like I took my contacts out. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anywhere else you guys want to go? Australia, Europe, back to Japan. How was Korea, by the way?
It's good.
Okay, let me ask you like this: on our Japan trip, after you went to Korea,
Yeah.
and then you came back to the States. Now, if you had to choose a country to go back to between Japan and Korea, which one would you go?
You can't ask me this question.
Why not?
Hey, you're putting
This is
it on the
like
spot.
regardless of like the people that were there or like the activities you did, just more like the general vibes.
Culturally.
I didn't get to see much of Korea. All we did was shopping. So I'd love to see more of Seoul. Yeah. I'd love to go back and really experience the culture because I didn't really get to see that.
So you prefer to go back to Korea? So we're gonna make another trip, and we're like, Broden, you're the tiebreaker. Half of us want to go to Japan, half of us want to go to Korea.
Well, I'm comfortable in Japan. Yeah, let's go to Japan.
I heard you guys did you guys drink in club in Korea?
I think they did, but I did not.
Oh, why not?
So I didn't get the full Korean experience.
You were more just there too.
Well, because I clubbed with you guys.
I
I think we clubbed on like the same day
okay.
in different countries. Yeah.
Got it.
Are there any states you guys want to go to? Like within America?
I wonder what it's like to go to one of those mountain states
Mountain states.
where it's just like woods and trees and nature. I bet
like the Pacific Northwest? Like Washington and Oregon and Idaho, like stuff like that?
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
I don't know if you want to go there.
What's in Minnesota?
I have friends from there. It's just like ice. They do hockey. Like
Oh, what else? Montana.
that's beautiful. Yeah.
Montana's beautiful.
Yeah. I've been there like a few times. My friends' parents have a house out there and it's
Are there?
There are bears though.
Asians in Montana.
I think that's a rare find.
Yeah. Would I be very weird? Like I would stand out there.
I think you would stand out. Yeah. Well, from my time in Montana, I don't remember. Doesn't Sushi Dragon live in Montana? So I think the
have no
developed
idea.
areas there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for the rest.
Have you been to a lot of states?
I want to say I've been to like at least 10.
Ooh, that's a lot of states.
I think that's a lot.
Alaska, California, Hawaii, Florida, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Washington, Oregon. Where's my 10th?
Montana?
Where's my 10th? Montana. Thank you.
I'll say more
Oh,
Oregon and
Texas.
Montana stands out as more rare because Texas, New York, people just have activities there. What are you doing in Oregon?
Shooting mountain bikers. Yeah, we would fly into Oregon and then drive up into the mountains of Washington where these guys would do enduro racing. They would spend the year carving out tracks for 20 to 30 pros to go ride down, and these guys are insane. There's a part where it's just 45-degree angle with slippery shale rock. That's just it's
That
hard to
sounds
walk on
lethal.
this. How are people riding bikes down this? Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We would get shuttled up to the top and then have to walk the course down, and it would be us with our cameras, and then you'd start hearing and you're like, biker, biker, and everyone jumps off the course, sets up the camera, points, gets the shot, and then all right, pack it up, keep walking.
Wow.
Yeah. If you didn't get off the trail, you would get hit and biker probably die.
The biker dies?
Yeah, because then you just hit you and fall down the mountain.
Oh yeah, you just go over, huh?
That's terrifying.
Yeah. So much fun though. Beautiful out there.
Oregon's beautiful. It's very naturey.
Yeah.
Last time I went dune buggying. That was fun.
In Oregon?
How old were you?
I think I was in middle school or high school. I don't remember. It was one of my summer breaks. I went dune buggying with my friends and my friends' families. It was fun.
Have you been to any other states?
So I'm from Washington. I've been to Oregon, California now, New York, Florida when I was really young, Illinois, Texas,
I've been in Illinois, Chicago.
Chicago. I think that's it for all the states I've been to. Oh, well, I've been to Alaska and Hawaii as well. Alaska's beautiful. Hawaii's also beautiful.
Why do you guys have 50 states? That's a lot of states. Like, wouldn't it be easier if it's just like one big country?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Or
like
we could
one
have been
government.
50 different countries.
True.
Because isn't like the land of USA, like United States of America, isn't it bigger than like most even
Do you think California should
countries or
secede?
continents?
Be their own, California should
Or
be
some-
their own country.
Yeah. There's been a lot of talk about that over the years.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of states that should be their own country.
Well, the argument is that California has enough people and like business that it could be its own country.
Oh, is that what kind of determines whether something or not becomes a country? If it could be like self-governed or like self...
Yeah. Well, like Montana, probably not enough people to be its own country. Or like it could, but like it kind of relies on the other
What if
states.
they fused with the states around them?
A super state.
Yeah, maybe. So you're saying like split the US into like four countries.
Maybe more than 4, but like, yeah, I feel like if you're like separated enough, or if your ideals are clearly clashing with the almost like countries around you, the states around you, yeah, I feel like you could.
Yeah. Actually, I think that was the argument. It was like the West Coast should secede and be its own thing because the mentality is so different from like
I
the
could
rest
see
of the
that.
country.
Why is there a North Dakota and a South Dakota? How did that happen? Were they like originally one big Dakota? Or when they were making the map, they're like, okay, what do we name this one? This one's called California. This one's Texas. This one's called North Dakota. And this one's called South. That doesn't make sense. You wouldn't like go in naming two separate states, like one's North and one's South.
I mean, I do wonder how all the states develop their borders and the names.
Yeah.
The story for the Dakotas is those are the last two states and they didn't want to be the 49 states of America. Like 50 felt like a better number. So you said, we'll split it in two. North and South Dakota.
Is this gonna have a punchline too? Wait, is it true?
You don't believe me?
It's really hard to believe you. Sometimes I swear.
I guess you'll just have to look it up after,
I
huh?
guess I'll just have to look it up after.
I'm Canadian. I don't know the story behind the Dakotas.
True. Yeah, I don't know how all the states came to be, and I'm really curious as to how they formed their borders and their lands. Because the states are really uneven,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Some of them were like buyouts. Like I remember
Buyouts.
like the Louisiana Purchase. Like we bought that from France.
I remember these terms. I don't remember the context behind it. I actually don't really know much of the lore of America either.
I only remember bits,
I wasn't really good at history.
fragments.
I know everything I was taught from the movie Hamilton,
Oh, wait.
the musical.
The musical, okay.
The musical Hamilton. It was George Washington.
Yeah.
And then there was a guy called Alexander Hamilton, who is? Fuck, I forgot already. He's related to the Founding Fathers. I think he was one of the Founding Fathers. And then he got shot and killed by Aaron Burr, who was the vice president of the second president. I wasn't paying attention. I just listened to the song. I can tell you what the song sounds like.
But he's on the $10 bill, right?
Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah.
I don't own bills that small.
Okay. All right.
I know George Washington is on the $1.
Okay. You had to think about that.
And then Benjamin Franklin is on the 100. But he wasn't a president. And I heard he had gonorrhea.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. Because he and
he invented glasses.
was he the guy who flew the kite?
Yes.
Was he the guy who had the apple drop on his head?
No, that's
Isn't
Newton.
that Isaac Newton?
Yeah.
Okay. And who did E equals MC square?
Einstein.
I think that's Einstein.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about American history.
I don't know anything about American history.
When you guys picture Albert Einstein, do you think of the photo with him sticking his tongue out?
Yes,
Ooh.
I do.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like once you see that photo, that's all you can ever see when you think of
I
Einstein.
haven't even seen any other photo of him.
Yeah, see?
That's the only
That's
photo
the
I've seen
one.
of
That's
him.
just what he looks like all
It's
the
just
time.
burned in my brain. They're like, ah.
Yeah, it's always like in your like science textbooks.
Yeah.
Just a picture of him, that exact same picture.
Do you think Elon Musk is the Albert Einstein of our generation? If Albert Einstein had a Twitter, he might have been like a huge like power tripping egoist. Because like the problem with like social media is that you get to see everything, and like people's impulses are just like uncontrolled. Like, oh, I have a thought, I'm going to tweet it out.
You know what's interesting? I think Thomas Edison would be the Elon Musk, which
Ooh.
is ironic because Elon Musk named his company Tesla off of, do you know the story of like the real like inventor of like electricity and like light and stuff was like Tesla, but then Edison was the one who patented it,
Oh.
and then he gets all the credit for it.
Wow. Is there a punchline to
No,
this?
that's real.
No, that's that.
Okay, that one's actually real. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, Thomas Edison was supposedly just a horrible, wicked man.
I mean, I feel like a lot of American history is always revealed to be like this dude was a horrible, wicked man, but we studied about him in a way where he wasn't horrible and wicked.
America. No, I think people are taught that Edison was actually a bad guy.
Really?
I think so. Maybe not.
Maybe now he is.
Yeah, I don't think they go into history. They're like, oh yeah, the inventor of electricity was Edison. And they just move on.
Yeah.
But, like if you look closer, it's like he's more of the shrewd businessman that saw an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tesla wanted electricity to be free. And then Edison was like, no, we can charge people for it.
Wow. I don't know anything about American history. I feel like they taught American history, a lot of it at an age where I really wasn't keen on paying attention to, or like being interested in history. I would be, you know, when we went to the ninja exhibit in
Yeah.
Japan,
I know exactly what you're about to say. Yep.
I like very much so enjoyed like the lecture and like the lessons he taught us. I was just like, oh, history is so much easier to like absorb now than it was when I was like in elementary school and I was making like cornbread on Thanksgiving with
Yeah.
like my classmates.
As a kid, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to go play Kirby. Like,
But like now when people tell me history, I'm like, oh, that's actually really interesting. I had no idea.
yeah.
But yeah, when I was a kid, I was just like, yeah, I just want to play my PlayStation.
Yeah, I think history is a topic you teach later on, like in late high school or early college.
So why are they forcing it on us on kids?
I don't know, man. The American education system is kind of weird.
I agree with that. It's super weird. You're like taught like 7 subjects, 6 to 7 subjects, maybe even 8 at some schools, like at once, and you're taught little fragments of it at every point, and you're almost repeating it every year in elementary school, right?
Yeah.
And then on to middle school, it's like a little bit deeper subjects, kind of divided, and then in high school, kind of the same thing, but it's like you're taught everything at the same time, and you're supposed to be equally good at everything. That's so strange.
But it was also weird that, like, as a third grader, they're like, this is Mesopotamia, this is silt. And then they're like, okay, it's been 15 minutes, get your glue and popsicle sticks. It's like, huh?
It's
We're
so
still just
true.
kids.
You said you really like the learning about the Japanese history
Samurai stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
museum. Because we did it in Japan, right? Like the heart of Tokyo. Wait, Kyoto.
That was, yeah, Kyoto.
Yeah.
Well, I liked it because I think like we were like in the experience. We were like dressed
Was
up.
there
and then we
anything
were learning.
interesting about the instructor?
You mean the fact that he was not Japanese?
It was this British white guy in ninja outfit in Kyoto in Japan running a ninja museum and charging us for the ninja experience. And you walk in, it's like, how do you do? Welcome.
That was the very first thing I noticed when we
Yeah.
entered. Yeah.
To be fair, they say that immediately too. They're like,
Oh,
you may
yeah.
notice I'm not Japanese. But then also, I think we were given the English speakers.
Yeah.
At least that's what I was told. I don't know.
It seemed like it was like a very tourist attraction spot, and so they just have a lot of like native speakers instead, like whatever region.
Yeah, I think it was great. Like he knew his stuff, but I'm like,
It felt strange.
yeah,
It
like,
felt jarring.
You go to Japan, it's like I want the ninja experience, the authentic ninja museum, and this pasty white guy comes out. Super nice, very British, very polite, and like
He was British.
yeah, he was British.
He
It
was
was not just an American. It's like teas and crumpet British. He was really good at throwing the ninja star. Though. I'm like, okay, shit, man, you know it's to go to. I guess.
He's been practicing.
Yeah, true.
All right, I think we can move on to viewer questions. There was like 4 other topics on this list, and we did not touch upon it. But we'll just jump straight into the question. So we do this thing on the Offline TV podcast where every week we answer viewer questions. So if you want us to answer your questions right now, I believe we are running low on questions. So if you ask in the thread in our subreddit, I will definitely answer it. This week, we have Santokis. What is your favorite form of potato? You can see that we are running out of questions to pick from.
Damn.
What's your favorite form of potato? Like
That's the
curly
question.
fries, waffle fries, crinkle cut. This guy listed every single form of potatoes known to man. Shoestring, hash brown, home fries, baked, tornado.
Did you say shoestring?
Yeah, it's like when you like cut it so that it never breaks. Like in the
It's like super
circular
thin.
way.
Oh, I've
So it's
never
just
seen
like
that.
one long shoestring potato.
Oh.
Yeah.
My favorite would be hash brown. Because it's just crispy enough, but not like tater tots that's like overly crispy. This crisp to potato ratio is all off on the tater tots. Hash brown is a good balance of like crispy outside, but just potatoes on the inside. Celine, what's your favorite form of potatoes?
I like baked potatoes. Was that even listed?
Yeah, baked potato is one of them, yes.
Okay, yeah, I like baked potatoes.
Do you put butter on your baked potato? Any toppings?
Yeah, I like everything, like butter, sour cream, chives, like everything. Bits of bacon, cheese.
What about you, Broden? What's your favorite form of potatoes?
I'm gonna say first. I'll say my runner-ups. Okay.
Oh, you have a list.
Yeah. So like a waffle fry is good. I don't understand why I like it because I don't like wedges. If there's too much potato, I'm not in. I'm out. But for some reason, waffle fry, even though there's a lot of potato, I think it's because there's a lot more crisp. I'm gonna say a nice potato puree, very nice at like a fancy restaurant.
Like a mashed potato.
A mashed potato, but a potato puree is kind of like lighter. I don't like when there's chunks and stuff. And like if you're serving me mashed potatoes that are not well like mashed. And it's like I'm there's bits of chunk in here, there's skin in here. I'm not in. Give me a nice potato puree. It's fluffy. It's light.
Do you not like pulp juice either?
Correct. Hate
I
pulp.
see.
But I would say my top is curly fry.
I feel like they cook curly fries differently at like fast food places. They just taste like stronger.
Yeah. I think it's the seasoning too.
They do different
different
seasoning.
I was gonna say I feel like curly fries just come seasoned. I've never had a curly fry that wasn't like
Just a fry.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like just a fry.
Well, thank you for that great question. Now you know our favorite forms of potatoes. Second question from the OTV Twitter community. Would you rather be stuck in the same day on repeat for 5 years or eat only corn for the rest of your life?
Those are two really different scenarios.
We didn't have anyone from the maze shoot that had to eat the corn. That would have been
Maze
great
shoot?
here. Yeah. Or we had an escape room shoot where the whole theme, we had Matt Stoney on. They had to eat corn for every challenge or every puzzle.
Oh, yeah.
But you kind of dodged that. You didn't have to eat the corn.
I ate some corn dogs. Oh, that was like a fever dream.
That shoot?
Yeah, because everyone was just shoving corn in their mouth.
They ate so much corn. They were all going to explode by the end.
That sounds like the plot of like an A24 movie or something. Everyone
Yeah, yeah. That was
constantly
like
eating corn.
a Saw movie, but with corn and puzzles.
Yeah. That was a good one. Yeah.
So, what's the answer, guys? Stuck on the same day on repeat for 5 years or eat only corn? I mean, I think it'd be fun to do like the same day over
That's
and
what I was
over.
going to say.
Well, but
Okay, wait. We're going with the assumption that it's like a Groundhog Day. You
like reset.
retain
Yeah.
all of your knowledge, though, right? So you could become a master at everything in that time, and then maybe hope that there's some way to stop the loop.
Would you commit crimes?
Yeah, there'd be a period where I commit lots of crimes.
How criminal are we talking? Like, would you kill someone?
Yeah, if you're looped, you would eventually get crazy enough that you would kill people, you would do everything, and then eventually, once you do that, you'd be like, oh, that I still feel empty inside, and you would feel horrible, and then you do the reverse. Every Groundhog Day movie is like this. You do everything bad, or no, you start off being like tiptoe in, like maybe you steal something, whatever, but then everything feels like nothing to you, so you do worse and worse and worse. And then once you've done everything, you try to kill yourself. If that doesn't work out, so then eventually you're like, you know what, I'll just be the best person possible. And you become an angel. And that's your redemption arc.
I have never seen a Groundhog Day movie. So
Groundhog Day has Bill Murray in it, right?
Yeah.
Did he kill anyone in that one?
I don't know if he killed people,
Yeah.
but he killed himself a lot.
I only watched like the beginning of that movie. I never finished it, so I have no idea how it ends or what happens.
You should watch it.
Which one would you pick, Celine? Would you?
I think I'd eat corn.
For the rest of your life?
I just imagining repeating the same day, because like in my head, you're repeating the same day means the exact same things happen, right? Or is this like the context of like not the exact same things happen? I just imagine I'm playing a video game and I wake up and I play this much and I have to wake up and play the exact same amount again. I would go crazy.
I think you can do different things if you want.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Oh.
Everything else in the world will happen the exact same way at the exact same time every day. You can do whatever you want.
So it's essentially like a hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, maybe I would do that then. I'd like probably just study and self-teach.
The thing is, like with this scenario, you will wake up in the same spot every time. So there is like a finite distance you could travel. Like at a certain point, you'll realize your radius is like I can drive 24 hours straight to this marker and then I'll wake up here again. So you can't go any further than that.
Okay.
And everything in that bubble is your playground, basically.
I think you would have to drop like human connection though, because wouldn't you go crazy if you had the same conversations with people every day?
Yeah,
Or you change it up.
But you can't change it up, I thought you said, because everybody else is doing the exact same thing.
I mean, your action will be different and their reaction to your different action will be different.
Oh,
So for example, like let's say I'm in the time loop, but you guys are my NPCs. Like you guys will have the same conversation every single day, unless I'm like, hey guys, and then I'll break you out of that and have like some sort of interaction there.
So you could get to know like everyone within your like 24-hour radius
Exactly.
on a deep level.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is they won't remember.
Yeah, they won't remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you can only get so far.
they won't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I would do the living the same day for 5 years, was it?
Yeah, 5 years.
Oh, it's only 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
That's a bonus.
No, like that's like literally what I would want. Like I want to be able to press pause right now, become a master at like everything over the
Everything?
course of 5 years.
Yeah.
And then suddenly like I exit it and everyone's like, how can you do all these things? Why are you fluent in 17 languages? Why can you play piano
Yeah.
perfectly?
That's what I would do. I would have to give up video games and people though.
No, you could do that too.
Well, no, because for video games, you would only be allowed to play like, you'd be playing like chapter 2 of whatever all the time. Or you'd be playing the exact same Valorant match.
Or you speedrun it.
Oh, I guess you could speedrun it. You'd eventually be like what is it called? Being a speedrunner? You know, those people who like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you'd use your 5 years on becoming a speedrunner.
That'd be cool.
I will learn how to talk to women. Because you know how like when you're a kid and you want to ask a girl out and she's like unresponsive, you're like, haha, just kidding, my friend got my phone. Yeah. It's like that, but like I'm actually resetting. It's like even if I strike out, they wouldn't know.
You struck a chord in Broden. Like,
Yes.
You struck a core memory.
Sorry, you just reminded me that I'm trying to suggest this show to everyone. There's a show called The Rehearsal. I'm not sponsored by this show. Everyone needs to watch this show because it's incredible. I don't even want to really tell you about it. I'll just say I'm down to rewatch it with you
Is the concept
tonight.
similar?
Even it's by do you know who Nathan is? Nathan For You, Nathan
Yeah.
Fielder. It's his newest show. It's put on by HBO. The concept is that it's called The Rehearsal, and he basically finds people like something that they want to practice, and he will set up at insane lengths. He will set up a perfect rehearsal for them to become a master of this thing. And that's what I will leave it as for you.
I mean, knowing Nathan For You's comedy, I'm guessing there's a lot of awkward, cringe things that will happen that will derail the whole thing.
There are some instances of that, but that is not what makes it so impressive. I'm like watching that show is actually like in awe. That's a rare thing. Everyone go watch this show.
Not sponsored.
Give him more money.
It's high praise from Broden. 'Cause
That is
he's
high
like
praise
a
from Broden.
Connoisseur
I don't
of
think I've
content.
heard you try to get us to watch something like that in like a while.
It's really good.
Well, there you go. We would prefer not to eat corn for the rest of our lives, but instead live our day on repeat for 5 years. Well, thank you guys all so much for watching. That's going to do it for this week's podcast. Thank you very much, Celine, for joining me and Broden. You can find her over on Twitch, Twitter. All your handles are just Star Smitten, all right?
Or Star Smitten with an underscore because I can't get Star Smitten.
Star Smitten with an underscore. Where? Like,
On Twitter and Instagram, I think.
okay, but on Twitch it's Star Smitten.
Yeah.
You can find her there, and we'll see you guys in 2 more months. Goodbye, everyone.
And then for the end here, we normally like just kind of pretend like we're still talking. Like there's credits rolling right here.
Oh,
Like the
really?
camera blurs out.
Yeah. And we'll
But
kinda,
then what's
like,
being said?
we'll do like this and be like, it was a good podcast. Yeah. Try to be animated for it because they're not going to hear us.
Yeah, and
Well,
then,
what is playing audio wise?
Yeah. It's like music and
Outro
like
music.
credits going.
like those 90s show ending. And,
Yeah. And then it helps to like,
yeah, like because like they can kind of see the
Yeah.
action, so you gotta do like some gestures.
they think we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, like you've been kind of still right now.
Yeah.
so-
Try to, yeah.
I mean, I don't. What do I do?
Think like a news anchor or like they're like, yeah, like finishing
Yeah,
up.
that was a good podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the head nod is great.
Yeah.
Are people very like theatrical during outros?
Oh
Maybe-
yeah, all the time.
Yeah. But like still like just play it cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to do or say, but I'll just keep nodding as if we're talking.
Yeah,
and I'm
we
gonna
have a lot
hand
of
you
people to thank
back
for
your
credits.
papers.
Yeah, it's like a whole crew.